So how does a middle school engineering club compete in robotics against 16 high schools, 1 middle school, and win 4th place? Well, here at Hillwood Middle School, they did just that. This is more than just about building robots. Let's go inside and check it out. First, congratulations, Gwen. Big accomplishment for this competition.
Oh, no, we were really excited.
Right? So a lot goes into it, obviously, for you, but mainly for the students when they prepare for this. So can you tell me a little bit about what the students have to do to prepare for a competition?
Sure. Like I said, first of all, they really had to be dedicated, because a lot of times in middle school, they get excited about building the robot, and that's all they focus on is building the robot. And sometimes we get a pretty good robot. But they kind of broke themselves up into teams, and we had a team that said, okay, I'm gonna work on the notebook and take care of the documentation. We had another team that said, hey, I'm gonna work on research and working on our marketing campaign. And then of course I had my builders who were like, hey, I'm all about, give me the screwdriver and the saws, you know.
Right.
And then I had the coders who, were really wanting to get into coding. And then part of it too was making a website. And this year I actually had a couple kids who were really into making websites.
That's
so we had a group, trying to make a website for us.
So they're allowed to find wherever their strengths are, they're allowed to go to that.
Right.
So a lot of hours have to go into a competition like this.
Yes.
And there's a lot of students involved. So how do you decide who's going to do what?
Well, it was mainly based off of what people thought their strengths and weaknesses were. So for an example, if I thought that my main strengths were in marketing and programming, so I decided to switch between those two teams, and we formed these specific teams.
So it was entirely up to you based on what you felt like you were most comfortable with?
Yes, sir.
So what were some of the problems you guys were trying to troubleshoot prior to the competition leading up to it?
Well, first of all, our base was kind of weak and it didn't fit in the box.
The base of the robot?
Yes, the base of the physical robot. So we had to cut it down from the sides. And our arm, the moving range wasn't that great, so we had to tweak that. And especially our claw broke because of our servo motors. They weren't working properly, they overheated. So we had to create this hook which would be able to lift power lines.
Got it. Hi Priyanshi, how are you?
I'm great.
Good. So I'm here talking about robotics and the competition, and I'm standing in front of what looks like a model of something else. So explain how this works into a robotics competition.
So our robotics competition was about linemen and how they need to put up power lines.
Right.
So our robot is basically helping them put up those power lines. This is a model of a robot.
Okay.
And it basically demonstrates 2 different neighborhoods, one of them having power and one of them being cut off. And it actually lights up to demonstrate our whole project.
And so why do you have to build this though?
This was to sell our idea to the judges and to draw them into our booth, and this was kind of like the main piece of our booth.
So you're basically marketing what you were doing to them as investors maybe almost, like if they're gonna buy it from you? So at Hillwood Middle School, we have our engineering club, we're doing robotics. Why is it important to you as a student to do something like this?
It's important to me because later on in high school, I really want to pursue a career in business and marketing, and this gets me like a platform and gets me started to pursue my career.
There was a lot of collaboration, and I'm telling you, it's a teacher's, here's my why, and KISD was watching these kiddos work and just collaborate and problem solve and work through it, themselves. And it was really powerful.
So here's the thing. When we create academic and extracurricular clubs based on student interest, we fuel their passion and chart a course for their future success. Have a great day.